Morning, guys. As we wait for folks to join us here, I have the risk disclosure up. You guys can peruse that before we get started. Okay. Hey, Sergey. Another request that I have, guys, is obviously I'm trying to build up um, my Twitter page. Okay, and I do post this up on Twitter, so you can find me there at Ray Trunday. Okay. Okay. So if you want to get notified there as well, I'm trying to build up my page there. Okay. So at Ray Trunday, right? And don't be shy about subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button if any of this resonates and supported your efforts in your trading. I'd appreciate that. including this page here as well, YouTube, right? So if you're not a subscriber and want to be notified when I'm online, I'm looking to potentially expand here, but expand only again is a question of volume here. Okay, so all right, let's see, just kind of waiting for a few more people to join us here, guys, before we get started. Today is Wednesday, so we do have EIA today for those crude oil traders. So that we need to be aware of that, make a note of that. We'll be checking news here in a minute. Okay. All right, starting to get a little bit a trickle coming in here. All right. Well, let's start with the morning Hana. Okay. Let's start with the risk disclosure here, guys. Again, guys, as I was telling others, I am trying to build up my social media presence here, and I obviously have a rather good following here of folks that supported me up to date and continue to support me. I do have I guess X or what formerly called Twitter, page up, and where I post my links to this as well. So if you are a subscriber of this channel, if you would be kind enough to follow me on Twitter as well, and I guess if things resonate with you with respect to the content I provide, don't be shy about hitting me a like or two to kind of improve my numbers here on X. Okay. All right. So I have in front of us. So yeah, you just do a search for at Ray Trunday, and that should locate me. Okay. So if you go up to Twitter and just do an at Ray Trunday, the way I have it there, let me write it again. If you scroll up, so at Ray Trunday. Right. If you do a search for that there, that should locate me. I don't know if there's let's see if there is a link. I don't see any obvious link here to share with you. Let's see. All right, maybe this one. Yeah, maybe this one will help. So yeah, again, guys, I'd encourage you, if you are followers of me here on YouTube, to also extend that courtesy over to the X platform. Again, trying to, obviously build up my audience here and increase my audience to the point where, obviously improve. Yeah, a little bit more spiffy, I guess, trying to appeal to all audiences here, Joshua. All right. Um, so yeah, sometimes serious, sometimes less serious. I don't know if you attended my most recent Top Step TV session, Power Hour. I was dressed as a rock band member. So yeah, so I try to appeal to everyone. Okay. All right. Okay. So guys, without further ado, without further ado here, let's go ahead and get started. Again, guys, I'm not going to read through the risk disclosure. You have it in front of you, okay, and you all understand that I'm not here in any sort of investment advisory capacity, okay, and that I'm not here to advise you to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security company, future or fund, right? Okay. We all understand that the information is to be used at your own risk, and the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, and contractors, and myself assume no responsibility or liability. Yeah, it was actually difficult, Sergey, to actually see the screen on the but I wasn't thinking of doing much trading there. So yeah. So just again, I assume no responsibility for any misuse or use of this information. All right. We all understand that future trading does contain a fair amount of risk, and that we should not be using other than risk capital or capital that we can is not going to jeopardize one's financial security or lifestyle. All right. So again, nothing contained herein is a solicitation to buy, sell options, futures, or forex. Past performance is not indicative of future success. All right. um, we'll go ahead and start sharing here again. This time we're going to be sharing the news portal. All right. So we'll go economic calendar. All right. And we'll go ahead and locate the filter here. As I mentioned, I do believe we have EIA today. All right. So inventory coming in. That's not what I wanted. All these advertisements, they don't like me. Okay, try this again. Grab a calendar. All right, filter down to U.S. news. We'll clear that all up and go down to U.S. news. All right, and we'll select the 2 and 3 star events. All right, again, we should make a habit of looking and being aware of any news that we have coming into the market. All right, so let's see here what we got going. We have ADP, who has just reported non-farm payroll. Okay, so we actually had a dip, right? A negative. So I don't know exactly. Actually, the market has taken that as a positive news. Okay, which is kind of odd. All right, we have global PMI coming in at 9:45 Eastern. All right, that's a 3 star event. We have ISM coming in at 10 o'clock. Okay, and then the crude oil at 10:30. Okay, so 10:30 we have inventories coming in for crude oil. So we want to be, careful and most likely flat going into those reports. Okay, so now that we have a kind of a fair understanding of the news that's going to be taking place, obviously we want to make note of these. Looks like the market is up on all fronts. Across the board. I don't as a result of the news here, which is again kind of surprising given the number that came in. But we don't trade the news; we trade what the market provides. So we're going to go ahead and move and see what we can pull out of the market today. Let's stop sharing and let's share my screen here, and we're going to pause and make sure that everybody can see it. I see that I at least got some evidence here that you guys can see it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. So let's load up my gold chart, because that's the chart that we always start with, and let's get the show on the road. So let's open up the daily chart. Okay, awesome. Yeah, no, I've kind of set up myself to be able to identify whether you can see or not on my end as well. So don't have to rely on you guys as much as I have in the past. All right. Okay, so here we are, continue hovering around this, 25, 35 level. I think we've already kind of identified this area down below around, 2300, 2330 as a demand zone. And we continue to overlap around these areas, right? We have overlapping price, kind of ranging kind of price action going on in the market. So we have to be, particularly good at picking extremes of markets when it comes to gold, right? Because we are in a bit of a range in gold, right? So we can't how we say be too free willing on our location, because we could miss out on the opportunity and have price reverse on us, because it exhausted the range. So we're going to be paying particular attention to IB edges, right? And volume area high, volume area low, and those kinds of things, right? Because and the edges of those areas, right? So because again, we are kind of in a range here, all right? So ranging. So I would say that on the daily chart, we're, I guess, bearish to range, all right, or bearish to neutral, all right. We are in an area. We are in an area where we could expect some pop at some point, right? We're kind of collecting. Maybe the participants are kind of adding to their positions, all right. And then once they feel like they've had enough, then they'll drive price higher. So this is very much could be an accumulation phase going on here in gold. All right, let's look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, again, we see this kind of range price action, right? And how do we know we are in range? Well, we see a lot of overlapping price. And if I can contain the price action, all right, if I can contain the price action in a rectangle, then that's also an indication that I'm in range. All right, that's also an indication that I'm in range. I don't know if that helped. That actually might have made it worse. Let's go with a slightly different color here, right? That's also an indication that I'm in range. If I can contain price inside a range, inside ranges, then I know that I'm in a ranging market. Okay. Okay, that's another kind of test. If you ever have doubts, draw yourself a box, and if you can contain price in that box, chances are you're in a range of some sort. Okay, so here we are in a range, but we do have a developing, engulfing candle, right? Right up against our line of determination here. We have this line, EMA line, right here. Okay, this is the 233-day EMA, right? So we're hovering right around it. Now, if we manage to close above it, that could spell a potential. People could react to that and get participants to come into this market. We do see that the volume is slowly increasing here, right? The volume is increasing as price is going up. That is a very good combination to have. Increasing bullish volume, price following suit. All right, so that's something I'm seeing on the 4-hour. Looking at the 30-minute 30-minute chart, we have, again, kind of this overlapping price action. We're going to go ahead and stretch this out as much as we can here. As I mentioned, we are kind of testing this EMA here. Okay, if we stay below it, then obviously bearish remain in the control. If we do manage to close above it with any kind of force, well, that could be the springboard for some price action higher. All right. Let's look at fixed range volume profile. Okay, let's locate the 830 bar. Here we are. We drag that across to the 1330 bar. Okay. And there we are. So, we are above value. Okay. We are above value, indicating that, I got to remove this line here. I'm not sure exactly why we have it. We are above value. So indicating that bulls, this is value, right? This area in the yellow is value, and price currently is above it. So that indicates that the bulls are very much in control of the market at the moment. Okay. Even though we are in a kind of a rangy kind of environment overall. All right. Let's see. What else do I want to? Oh, let's go ahead and open up ADR. We're coming close to it. All right. Up on the top side. So let's start to call out some of these levels, shall we? So right here, we got ADR high. We got ADR high here at what is that? 2363.7. Okay, 2363.7. We got ADR low. Okay, at what is that? ADR low here at 2330.5. 2330.5, 2330.5, and then we have settlement at 2347.4. All right, we'll go ahead and give you ASR levels as well. So turn off ADR and turn on ASR. We have above us here, I got the older version, is that right? Let's see. Yeah, they're both old versions. Let's see if we can get a newer version of this indicator here. So we'll go ahead and select this. All right, here we are. So we have here on the top side, we have 23, let's call it, on average is 2368.9. That's ASR to the high side, 2368.9. And then low side, we have 2345.7, 2345.7. All right. So what are some, now that we have all these levels, okay, we're all kind of lined up. We understand, the levels that we could be using for trading. Okay. I'm just going to get this out of the way here. All right. So what are some of our hypos? Well, if we're going to align with this bullish action that's taking place, let's go ahead and open up. I don't even have initial balance here. What's going on? Let's see, indicators. All right. Okay. So we have initial balance here. All right. Now, so we're going to talk through some hypos. Okay. So if we're going to align with this bullish move that's taking place, well, I do see that there's an opportunity to get up to ADR high. All right, especially given this candle here, before we see any significant pullback, right? So that's one bullish, right? So this is kind of like a momentum trade. Okay, we close above this level and get up to ADR. The ADR is probably the first level that we could see any sort of significant, kind of reversal, right? So that's one. See here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and on this bar here, I'm gonna go ahead and draw an anchored VWAP right here. Actually, might go with something. Yeah, let's start with this. All right. So kind of to support my long trades. Should they transpire, I'm going to use anchored VWAP here to support them, right? As a continuation move. All right. What else? Okay. So we have bullish up to ADR, potential reversal off of ADR. We have settlement below us. If we do get up to ADR, then the natural tendency is for price. If we do get a significant reversal, then we could easily come back to I say easily. If we do manage to close back inside initial balance, then we start opening up the door for a revisit of settlement. Okay. But right now, we are in what appears to be in a momentum move to the upside. All right. I don't know if it's a result of news, but it is a relatively strong, and it seems to be somewhat supported by volume. Okay. So for me to participate in this, well, I'm going to need to wait for this to kind of take place, right? And then see if I can find a reference level. Well, what it just broke is a reference level. Okay. So this 2360.2 or dot 5, assuming that it breaks it to the as strong to the upside, that's going to serve as a reference level for continued move to the upside. All right. So that's one scenario. All right. We've already talked about the bearish scenario off of, in this case, ASR, but the same rule applies to ADR. All right. So we have ADR already being touched and showing some signs of reaction here. So very difficult for me to participate given that we have both ASR and ADR on the horizon. All right. Because these are areas that could cause price to reverse. All right. Okay. Yeah. ASR, right? So this is ASR. What I have here, the 2368.9 is ASR. And this ADR is the standard, one that does a review of the range for all sessions, right? Asia, London, New York this is a production of the range for the day, and this is a production for the New York session. Okay, so not too much difference in this case, right? There's a slight little variances between them, but nonetheless, this gives us a confluence in this case of areas where we could potentially look for reversal. Okay, I say potential. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's a guarantee. It's a potential. Now, would I be interested in the long heading into this? Probably not. Okay, I would probably want to see how well it behaves, potentially get above these levels, and then participate on the retest back, if that makes any sense. Okay. All right. Don't see any questions, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the crude oil market. I'm going to go ahead and save this away so I don't lose what I wrote up. And we're going to go down to crude oil. I think this is it right here. Okay. We're going to do the same process, but on a different instrument. So we're going to start with the daily chart. Okay, looking at the daily chart, we're going to keep my little arrow button here. We're going to move this down here for a second. All right. So what is the market trying to do? Well, the market continues to make new lows, right? We got continuing breaking of structure to the downside, right? We got break of structure, slight pullback, break of structure, slight pullback. Okay. We got drop, base, drop, base, drop. Now, so the expectation is that we'll given this candle here, that we potentially can base here for a little bit, right? You can potentially base in and potentially have another leg down. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. We're very much in a kind of bearish cycle, I would say, in crude oil. That does not mean that it does not provide us opportunity to the upside. We just need to be, we need to quell our expectations on how high that move can go, given the bearish structure that we see here. Okay, until we break above 80, right? We are currently at the mercy of the bears. All right, on the daily. All right, let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour chart again. Hey, Frank. All right, so we have here, it looks like we are kind of, again, this kind of basing action that we've been talking about, right? I'm going to change this to, we have this kind of area that we're kind of developing, as somewhat of a demand zone, right? We got a bullish candle followed by a series of candles that could not make a new low, right? So creating a very nice level for a potential, move to the upside. It is even testing above this level as we speak on the 4-hour. So market's still bullish, but potentially providing us an area of reversal here in this area currently. Okay. All right. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. We've already gotten the open happen in the market. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance. Got a very narrow initial balance range that's being developed up against an area of prior of ASR here. Okay. So I don't know, will it create another kind of reversal down? I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this because it's too big of a range and it's kind of jarring my eyes here a little bit. Okay, so let's turn some of this off for a second and let's turn on ADR. Well, here we are, ADR offering us a little bit of a reversal. Okay, I say offering a bit because we have yet to get a follow through candle, and we've yet broken below both VWAP and any structure to the downside. Okay, but we are, we are reversing off a level that we look at currently, right? We see this reversal candle. I don't know exactly what kind of this is, a gravestone candle. I'm not sure, but we are seeing some indication that maybe price could head lower, right? I say could, right? All right. Let's see the 30-minute chart. Let's go ahead and open up the exchange volume profile as price kind of works its way through and figures out what it wants to do here. So let's go ahead and locate the fixed range volume profile. I think I did that already. Click over here, and we're going to locate the, what is this? The Tuesday. All right, Tuesday bar, 9 a.m. bar is what we're looking for. Okay, drag that across to the 4:30 bar, and here we have it. All right, so we're slightly above value. It opened slightly above, actually technically just below, just inside value, right? But we're immediately getting a momentum move, right? This might actually be a decent, I don't know, we'll see. I was going to say opening range trade. I'm not sure, but so in any case, we are above value area high, right? Indicating that the bulls are trying to, I guess, take control of the market. At least make an attempt as we speak. We are above VWAP. We are above, where's my, I don't see my EMA here. Maybe because I have it turned off. No, EMA is there. 77.77. Oh, it's way above me. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. So let's see. Let's start calling out some levels here. Okay. Before we start talking hypos. So we go ADR high here at, we've already kind of reversed away from it at 77 or 73.84. Let's call it 73.85, 73.85, and then ADR low at what is that? 71.95, 71.95. Okay, and then let's see, we got settlement at let's open up settlement. Settlement is below us here at 73.25, 73.25. Then we have turn this off, and we're going to look at ASR. So ASR looks like we're looking to exceed it here. So let's see, we got ASR high here at 73.59. Okay. 73.59. Okay. And then we have ADR, ASR low at, let's call it 72.10. Okay. Now, I forgot to mention, as we're discussing earlier, that while this could provide some certain reversals, the fact that we've reached it so early in the session could be an indication of a momentum kind of sustained move to the upside, right? So that's certainly in play here. Okay. All right. So let's start talking a few hypos. But before we do, guys, just wanted to again encourage folks to if all this kind of resonates with you, to kind of hit the like buttons. I do have 32 some odd people in the room, and I got 16 likes, so about 50%. Also, would encourage folks, if you are interested in what I'm saying here, to kind of maybe think about following me on X, right? As I try to continue to build my channel and my platform. All right. So don't hesitate to hit the like button. And if you're not a subscriber, to go ahead and select the subscribe button here as well. Okay. On the channel, I should say. All right. All right. my little plug here. Sorry. Okay. So hypos. Well, we are at a level now, right? The fact that we broke early could be an indication, right? A lot of indecision going on here. That doesn't know exactly whether it wants to go higher or lower. Okay. But if we, again, like I mentioned before, if I do get a confirmed, close above both ADR and ASR, then maybe we continue. All right. So let's turn off ADR here for a second. Right. So I'd like to see us get above some of these levels in order for me to participate to the long side. If not, then if I do see some structure or get some structure to indicate that we could reverse, then I'm not one to not participate. All right, no problem. Reading Tiger. It looks like you're new to me. Is that right? All right. Anyway, so one scenario, we could potentially get a reversal off of ADR. If we do get a close above ADR and above initial balance. Oh, hey, Claybone. If we do get a close above initial balance and above, then it could spell for a continuation, sustained move to the upside. All right, so that's another scenario. I'm kind of inclined here, given this wick, to kind of begin to thinking about drawing my anchor VWAP from this level here. All right, so that could be another indication, right? As long as we stay above this anchor VWAP from this kind of swing here, then again, that could spell opportunities to the upside, right? If we start to get some closure and start to distance ourselves away from this, then the opposite is true. All right. Okay. Let's see here. I think that's a couple of hypos that I wanted to share. Is there anything obvious that I'm seeing? All right. So right now I'm seeing either continuation using anchor VWAP or the potential of a reversal here. But I'd like to see price get below some of these levels here, right? Below the anchor VWAP, the regular VWAP, and settlement price before, kind of embracing that trade or view, right? Now, again, we do have EIA here coming up here at 10:30 Eastern. So that should kind of, cool our heels to some degree. Or if we do decide to want to take a little scalp trade, say in this case down to settlement, that's perfectly reasonable. Okay. If that's our view. All right. All right. Looking to see if there's any questions. No questions. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the equities, the markets that everyone loves. All right. So we'll start with the NASDAQ. Okay. Or I was going to say something derogatory. Well, I'll pass. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove some of these. Boom, boom, boom. Some leftover kind of things that I was looking at. All right, let's look at the daily. All right, so daily, well, we're starting to make another kind of leg up. Okay, this is a kind of a follow through candle on some of the candles that we've been seeing. A little bit of indecision, indecision. Bulls in charge, right? This is a very definitive candle, no wicks on either end at the moment. Okay, but this is still a daily, right? So this can change here, but before the end of the day. All right. So 4-hour chart. Same. Okay. We have a very, series of candles to the upside above some of the things that we care about, settlement price and VWAP, right? Making a kind of a nice, kind of staircase kind of structure to the upside. Now, what's in the, I guess, in the horizon that we need to be aware of? Well, 18,950, right? But I see potentially that we have potentially a clear path at least to that level, right? 18,900 maybe before we start to consider going the other way. All right. 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. We're above VWAP. We're above settlement price. Let's go ahead and open up our fixed range volume profile here. Fixed range volume profile. We're going to go. What's this? Today's, yes. Let's go back here, right there. Drag that across. So it should not be a surprise that we're above value, right? Bulls are very much in control. Every reference level that we are looking at, right? We have settlement, we have VWAP, we have value area high. Price is above all of that, right? EMA is not visible, but look, even EMA, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 things that align to the upside, align to further price action higher. Okay. All right. Let's open up ADR. We're already at the extremes. Okay. Like I mentioned before, unlike that reversal little candle that we got once we hit ADR, it hasn't even skipped a beat yet. Right. It's not even blinking. Okay. So this could spell for, potential sustained auction to the upside. All right. These levels are currently, have been met, and they don't show any signs of tiring. All right. All right. So let's call out these levels nonetheless. So, okay, we got ADR high, which we're at. Okay, with about 18 minutes before the market. So let's see, what's ADR high here? Let's call it 18,821, 18,821. ADR low is, what is that? 18,590.50. 18,590.50. We got settlement at 18,700.25. And then we're going to go ahead and close that down and open up ASR here. And we're above those levels. We got 18,739.50, got ASR high, 18,739.50. And we have ADR ASR low here at what looks like 18,532.50. 18,532.50. Okay. All right. So what are some of my hypos? Well, some of my hypos have to have something in the way of some, bullish, right? So I see this kind of little pivot, okay, right against settlement price. So where do you think my anchor VWAP is going to be? Well, that's exactly the location I'm gonna start my anchor VWAP. Okay. So again, if I can get price to remain above this anchor VWAP, the anchor VWAP could serve as a reference level for me to participate in this market. All right. So I've gotten 1, 2, and maybe I can wait later in the session for maybe a third opportunity to the upside. Okay. So yes, bullish nonetheless. All right. Now, what kind of level? And I really don't have one. I have to look to the left here, and I don't know if I have left, but right. So this 19,960 level, 18,950 level could be resistant, maybe as early as 18,880. All right. But those are the closest levels that I see for a possible reversal in price. Okay. These areas right here, these are supply zones. We had some sellers here. Are those sellers still around? I don't know. All right. They haven't really stepped in just yet. Okay. But they could step in right around this level. Okay. They could step in around this level here. Right. All right. So that's kind of what I have for NASDAQ. I'm going to save this away here. And then we're going to go ahead and open up the ES. Okay, we're going to open up the ES. And, obviously no surprise that it looks a bit similar to what we've been seeing. Okay, in the NASDAQ. All right, so we're going to move this away. I'm going to turn this off and this off. All right. So similar kind of look and feel, okay, to the market. All right. We are coming up into an area, this 5240 level, 5245, 46 level, right? Now we did react away from it, but it was short-lived, right? Sellers could not sustain the move lower. So what did it do? Well, my market reversed and has not looked back since. Okay. You're welcome, Frizu. All right. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, we are above settlement price. We are above all these reference levels. Okay. Again, I'm not trying to bias you guys on one side. I'm just reporting what I'm seeing on the charts. Simply as that. Okay. I really don't, have a stake into what direction I want to see this market go. Right. It's really a matter of what I'm seeing. What kind of price structure am I seeing? So in this case, I'm seeing price structure that's leading us higher. Okay. That's simple as that. Right. So 30-minute chart. Okay. Let's go ahead and stretch this out here a little bit. All right. We're going to go ahead and locate our fixed range volume profile. We're going to locate the 630 bar, which is this right here. Drag this across to the 430 bar. There it is. Again, no surprise that we're above. Okay. ADR levels, we're going to be turned on and we are rapidly coming to them. So we're going to call this out, ADR high. ADR high. Come on now. High is, what is this level? 50. Oh, let me stretch this out. 53.30, 25. 53.30, 25 is ADR high. ADR low is, it's a big range. 52.79, 50. 52.79, 50. ADR low, 52.79, 50. We got settlement at 5304, 5304.75. Okay, not 5204, but 5304. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and turn off ADR, turn on ASR, and we've already exceeded to the top side. 5306. 5306. 75. And then bottom side 5264. 5264. Okay, 5264. All right. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn ADR because ASR has already been broken to the upside. So I'm not overly interested in that aspect, but we'll get a new one here shortly. Okay. So we have ADR. So some hypos. Well, we have obviously this opportunity up to ADR, which I think is a little bit on the light side as far as maybe worth a scalp, but not something super sustainable. All right. Now this level here, depending, could offer a potential opportunity to the short side. I don't like the fact that it could potentially break this so early in the session, right? That could spell for again, a sustained auction to the upside. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and do an anchored VWAP here. Okay. This VWAP is going to be my guide, right? If I'm going to participate in this long, let it be along this anchor VWAP because that's where I can manage my risk. So we talked about a bearish scenario, which I'm not too high on right now, and then a couple of bullish scenarios. But if we do get a bearish scenario, we could see it come back to VWAP. Could actually come back to settlement price, right? That would maybe more of an end of day type of thing. Let's see. Initial balance is not yet available. Market's still not open. Take a look at the chat. I'm not seeing anything in the way of questions, so I'm going to go ahead and close out the session with our view of the Dow. Right? I do have at least a couple of people trading the Dow. So we're going to go. Yes, my Picasso. Go ahead, open up the daily. All right. So daily is not telling us anything different that we've seen in the other equities, right? We're starting to see some structure that is leading us to potential higher prices, right? If we do get this break above this high, then yes, we're off to the races, back to 40,000, and who knows, right? Above that, right? 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart, similar kind of view. We're above the settlement price. We're above VWAP, and we are just a shade under this 233-day EMA. All right, 30-minute chart. Okay, a little bit mixed in the Dow. It's not as aligned to the upside as maybe what we were seeing in the. We got alignment on the 30-minute. Okay, everything is lined up to head higher. We got ADR high. That's still a ways away. Okay, this could provide maybe a logical opportunity, right? For if price remains above, then we have a logical opportunity in the YM. We have still a fair amount of distance to get to, right, in the YM for a bullish trade. All right. Let's go ahead and open up fixed rate volume profile. Okay, and we're going to locate the 630 bar or 930 bar, drag that across. There it is. So well above a lot of things that we're looking at, right? For bullish, right? All bullish. We have ADR. Let's call these levels out here. So we'll say ADR high here at let's see, what was that? Just a shade over 39,000. So let's say 39,003. 39,003. All right. ADR low is 38,600. 38,600. And then we have settlement at 38,804. 38,804. And then we're going to go ahead and turn ADR off. We're going to turn ASR on. All right, we're well above that, 38,700, 38,700 on the high side, and then we got 30. What is that? 38,376 to the bottom side. These will probably adjust here a little bit once the market opens. 38,376. All right. So similar hypos that we've discussed. Again, probably going to draw here a anchored VWAP right at the low here of one of these candles. All right. So if price continues to follow the anchored VWAP, then I'm going to be continuing looking for long opportunities in the Dow. All right. I'm sure we're coming up to some levels. We have the ADR above us, right? That will be an area that we could potentially see a reversal. But I do see, really a clear path up to that level. I don't see anything in its way at the moment. So that could be a good indication, maybe for those who are maybe opening range traders. All right, that this might create a opening range trade, potentially to the upside, because this is really a clear. I'm looking to the left here to see if there's anything in its way. I'm not seeing much in its way. I mean, there's some levels here that could cause price to stall. But I think there's a reasonable chance that price in the Dow could reach ADR, and ADR would be a location that I would look for maybe for a possible reversal in price. Okay, right? Had price come up to here before it starts to reverse. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much what I have. Looking to see if there's any questions. Again, guys, don't be shy with hitting. Don't be shy with the likes. Again, be friendly with my X account as far as followers. I'm trying to build up my social media here a little bit to kind of increase my presence, increase my foothold. And again, as always, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. We'll see some of you in the coaching channel. I will have my normal group coaching. Apologize for yesterday. And I will be on Top Step TV on Thursday. I believe at I want to say 2 p.m. Central. Okay, I believe 2 p.m. Central is when I'm going to be there on Thursday. Okay, so if I don't see you in one of those your locations, I'll see you back at this channel tomorrow. Again, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have a good day trading. Remember EIA report at 10:30 Eastern today. All right, guys, have a good day.